Welcome back to the Slasher Siblings podcast. I am your co-host, Cicely.
And your host, Hayden.
And today, we are talking about Let the Right One In. Shout out to Evan.
For giving us this movie.
For picking this doozy. It was a good one.
Yeah, it was good.
I really liked it. It came out in 2008. It's rated R. It's an hour and 54 minutes. It's a 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb. I said that right? If you don't know what it's about Oscar, an overlooked and bullied boy, finds love and revenge through Ellie.
Yep.
I forgot already. You just told me 5 minutes ago. Through Ellie, a beautiful but peculiar girl. We have that in common.
And now, before we get into the movie, we'll read last week's question.
Last week's question. Oh, sorry. I flipped to the answer. I'm silly. David Naughton and Griffin Danae. I didn't practice this card.
I don't know. Done, probably.
Play a pair of unfortunate backpackers in this 1981 lycanthropy classic. Answer is An American Werewolf in London. Sorry guys, that was a struggle. Thanks for sitting through it. I have
never seen that one. Hopefully someone out there knew that answer, but we'll see.
IDK.
As long as they didn't Google it, of course.
That would be a really good fucking guess.
Do you have anything you want to talk about before we get into the...
So I didn't expect to like this movie as much as I did. Sometimes I have a hard time following movies in other languages.
True.
But every time I do, every time I watch like a movie in another language, I'm like, fuck. Like I'm gonna get lost, confused, whatever. And then I actually end up like really getting into it and like...
For some reason, this was easy to follow.
Oh, it was
even
really
though
easy.
I had to sit there and like read the words,
the subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I was actually trying to like learn the words when they would say it. I'm like, okay, that's how you say that in this language, whatever it is.
Swedish.
Okay, cool.
I usually have the subtitles on, but I read like a word that I missed. Like if I don't hear a word,
you're like,
I'll like look down. Oh, that's what they said.
Yeah. This whole movie, I was reading it.
Yeah, I was reading the whole thing, and usually when I have to sit there and read, I can't pay attention and read at the same time.
Yeah, but it was kind of easy.
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy. For some reason, I don't know what it was that was so easy about it.
Plus, I just really like this movie. I like the concept of it.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And just the friendship between Ellie
and Oscar. Yeah.
I thought it was so cute.
It was a good movie, yeah.
It was really good.
So, to start, I want to say that the opening scene, that very 3 seconds of the opening just instantly already gave you a feeling of foreboding. Like it was like it instantly made you feel like that something bad was going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely didn't feel like it was going to be a happy type of movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a normal romance movie.
Yeah,
is like happy and stuff, and this was like
very dark.
Very dark, yeah.
But I loved it. I loved the aesthetic.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was just cozy watching it. Like I curled up in a little ball and watched it.
It was like they showed you their cards right at the beginning. Like this is gonna be dark. Just roll with it.
I didn't think it was gonna be the girl though that was gonna be the murderer. Like, I knew something was up with it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I didn't expect it to be her.
Yeah. The school that Oscar goes to seems to double down on that foreboding. Something bad will happen. Something bad will happen. The school doesn't really make it seem like he's going to have an easy time in this movie.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think he's kind of cute. I don't know why he's getting bullied.
It didn't.
He's not ugly or stupid. He's a smart little boy.
Yeah.
And he's got bangs.
Well, kids are weird. So
Bang gang.
Killing the man seemed clumsy, and they didn't really know the city yet, so he's hanging from the tree,
Yeah.
and he just like cut his throat or the jugular, whatever he cut to drain him, but it just seemed like clumsy.
Messy.
Yeah, messy.
Yeah, and then the poor dog.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to kill the dog. I was like, spare the dog, spare the dog.
I kind of figured he'd end up running away, but it just seemed like he
Fucked up.
He screwed up. Yeah, he was in the middle of the woods, and anyone could have walked past.
Did you see he tried to throw snow at the dog?
Yeah, it's like, go away. I can't be your friend. Has some social issues due to bullying. It seems it when she said I can't be your friend, or when he said I can't be your friend, it was just like, okay, well, obviously from the bullying, it seems like, you know, he doesn't know how to socialize with other kids correctly.
Or that it didn't even seem like he had any other friends.
Yeah, that too. And it just seemed like he doesn't understand exactly how to make a friend, because all he knows is being bullied. Seems to be fighting hunger with the need for a friend. So she doesn't know whether to, you know, be out looking for, like, there's a kid right there. She could have fed on him at any point.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like fighting the need for blood. Well, at this point we didn't know what it was. I guess we just thought that her dad was a serial killer or something, but it was her fighting the need for blood and need for a friend. She was kind of having like that internal battle of being alone, or being alone and full, or actually having a friend and being hungry.
Yeah.
First obvious vampire sign was whenever, you know, like, the whole movie didn't make it obvious that she was a vampire, you know?
No. I thought she was just some little, like, homeless girl.
Yeah, because, I mean, yes, she didn't come out during the day, and they covered the windows and stuff like that, but it wasn't like, if you didn't know what the movie was about,
you wouldn't have
guessed it. No.
Like, if I already knew that they were vampires,
yeah.
So I kind of put it together, but if I didn't know anything about the movie going into it, I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't have figured out until she jumped on that guy under the alley.
Yeah, that was
under the bridge, I mean.
Under the bridge. It was the first, most obvious sign that she was clearly a vampire.
Yeah.
Both kids desperately need a friend. It's obvious that they're both lonely, and they don't have enough friends. Especially Oscar. He gets bullied at school every day.
And all that bullying just makes me sad, but especially just watching it like that, I always get so sad. Yeah,
it sucks. Shows how the bullies are wearing him down, and he's kind of like going crazy a little bit, because throughout the movie so far he's been playing with the knife and pretending like he's stabbing people,
stabbing a tree.
Yeah, like, it was very obvious that, like, the bullying is starting to get to him and make him, like, more and more pissed off, and maybe eventually he'll snap one day, you know, which, I mean, later on I guess he kind of does, but kids are forming a relationship, and I like the way they showed it was that she'll come out to see him every night, and he gives her his Rubik's Cube, and, you know, it's just different ways of them forming this bond, and I really like that bond being shown between the two of them. It was really nice to see that.
It made me happy.
It definitely was an obvious sign that he's starting to come around, and she's starting to get used to the idea of having a friend rather than just being around her dad all the time, or killing everyone that she meets.
I don't
think
she ever had an intention to kill him.
Yeah.
I didn't see that at all throughout the movie. If you did, that's fine, but I didn't.
No, I didn't. And it seems that he really cares about his dad, and vice versa. It seems like they have an extremely, extremely good relationship, the two of them. When he goes over to his dad's, they're playing and
hanging out.
He's having fun and whatnot. But it was also... Oh, that's later in the movie. Okay, so the dad really seems to care about the kid, and the kid seems to care about the dad. But oh, it was I didn't write down the name, but Ellie seems to care about her dad, is what I meant.
Yeah, a little bit, but not like a lot, if that makes sense.
That's the thing though. Was that her dad though? Because I mean, if she's, I mean, later on we probably it's pretty obvious that that's not her actual dad, but
yeah,
she seems to actually care about him though, for one, because you know she went to the hospital to see him, and even though she ended up feeding on him, he, you know, let her feed on him. But
well, yeah, he was pretty cocked up.
Yeah, but it seems like that she did actually care about him. He's had a hard time trying to get blood. Because every single time that he tries to go and get blood, something happens to where something happens where he gets fucked up. Like the first one, those people and the dog show up. The second one was the kid in the locker room, right?
Yep.
And that's when he dumps the acid onto his face.
Yeah, that was intense.
That was very intense. But I just feel bad for him because every single turn that he tries just to help his daughter, it ends up not working at all.
Yeah.
And she has to go out and
kill
someone else. And father gave his life after failing her. That was interesting to see that, you know, he, you know, was upset for failing her so many times that he just, you know, gave himself up. So, you know, there would be a little bit more time in between then and her going feral and having to kill the next person that she sees. Finally, you know, Oscar got the girl. I think it was whenever that was when she came into his room.
Yeah.
And was sleeping in his bed or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's finally, he said, "Do you want to go steady?" And she was like, "Well, is it any different than what we're doing now?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Okay."
That's
so finally, cute. You know, he got the girl. He got his love finally. And he finally stood up for himself when he smacked that bully in the ear with the stick.
I thought he was faking screaming to get him in trouble. And
then you saw the blood.
And I was like, nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I don't even think the dad sounded mad when he talked to Oscar on the phone.
No, he didn't.
He probably knew he was getting bullied, and
and
I'd be like, good job.
That's pretty much how, to me, it seemed like it went, because the mom was, you know, pissed off and like yelling at him, and then whenever he answered the phone with the dad, he just started talking about like normal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what he said, but he was just
Something
like,
about
"Oh, how's this? How's the bike or whatever." I just thought that was really cool, because it was obvious that he knew
that they were bullying.
Bullying him, and he retaliated.
Which I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, me either.
I'd say, good job, buddy.
Obviously, Oscar doesn't understand that she's a vampire yet.
Yeah.
He kind of has at least a hint.
She keeps saying she's not a girl.
Yeah. Later we find out what that actually means.
And
but
he's like, okay.
He's like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
You're a cool person, so I don't really care, you know, what's going on. Just, can we just, do this thing?
Yeah.
Like, I love you.
Yeah.
I just can't say it. Accidentally created another vampire.
Oops.
Whoops. Yeah, that
Oopsie.
was kind of strange to see a scene where she ended up accidentally creating another one, which obviously, you know, didn't work out in the end, but it was cool to see that, like, she was draining the person, right? And this dude just, you know, kicked her off. I mean, is it really is it worth it? You know, because, I mean, obviously he didn't know, but is it worth letting them come back as a vampire?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think he knew what was happening.
He didn't, no, but he should have just let it happen.
Yeah.
Because it was probably better off that way. Because she could have turned into like a bad vampire, just went killing everyone.
Yeah. but she
and not
wanted
wanting
to
to
die.
hide. But yeah, she wanted to die. He clearly feels weird around that other guy. Oscar does.
Yeah.
When he went to his dad's, it was very clear that he didn't.
He wasn't comfortable with that other dude.
That dude, whoever
Yeah.
that dude was. It didn't explain who he was or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like he was just a friend or something, I guess. But it was very clear that there was something awkward in between the two of them.
Yeah.
At the very least, maybe he didn't know who he was. Maybe he just met him that day or something.
Yeah.
Who knows
That's what I was thinking too.
what the deal was there, but it was just very clear he wasn't comfortable. And the cat scene
That was nuts.
where they just started attacking her,
That was nuts.
the CGI for that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty good CGI considering.
He had a bunch of cats. Hashtag relatable.
Hashtag relatable. Yeah, I was gonna write down that seemed like you with 15 cats in a little
Hey, I only have
apartment.
6.
Today.
Only.
You
I
still-
almost picked one up from Dunkin' Donuts
There
today.
you go. See,
He wouldn't come to me.
you still got maybe like, seeing as how our family goes, like 70 more years of life left. That's like 400 new cats.
Yeah, I'm definitely, when I get a big girl house one day, watch out.
I got like 30 cats coming.
Yeah. Move them in.
But no, that was a strange but cool scene to see. Well, I mean, the cats knew that she was
Yeah. I
you
feel
know,
bad for the
not
guy, though. I couldn't imagine watching my cats, like, do that
attacking
to
a
somebody.
friend. Yeah, for like randomly for no reason,
I would
according
shit
to
my
him.
pants.
Other than the fact that she was, a vampire.
But he didn't know that. And then she went flying down the stairs, and my first thought was, oh, don't land on the cats.
Don't land on the cat. Well, she's a vampire. She's fine. She healed.
No, I meant, like, don't land on a cat and smush it.
I know, but like, what? You don't need to worry about her. She's
I'm not
fine.
worried about her. I said I didn't worry about her.
Yes, you said that it was your first thought. It was like it should be anyone's first thought. She's fine.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
a vampire.
I
She
agree
won't get
with
hurt.
you. Yeah, I was not concerned about her at all.
No,
Don't worry.
The cats were the ones.
I was
that
like,
were
oh
just-
shit, she's gonna land on a kitty.
And he figures it out and confronts her. So there's a scene where he shows up at her apartment. I was like, "Are you a vampire?" And she was just like, "I guess."
Yeah,
And it's
I
like,
guess if that's what you want to call it.
he is a pretty smart kid.
Yeah,
I mean, to figure out that, she's a vampire based off of, a pretty small amount of information. It's not like the movie was being obvious
yeah,
about her being a vampire, especially to Oscar.
yeah, because she was so normal with him.
Yeah. And, like, it just seems like he was very smart for figuring that out, to me, at least. And then there's the scene where the bullies didn't bother Oscar at all. The
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah,
That is, because he just, they just walked right past him and
Uh-huh.
ignored him. Later, it seems like they were conniving a plan against him, but as far as that part goes, they just completely ignored him like he wasn't there, which maybe a stick to the head is all it takes to stop a bully,
oh yeah,
because that was
smack him.
definitely the outcome that he wanted, that Oscar wanted, instead of being constantly terrorized by people. Okay, the scene where she didn't get invited in,
Oh, yeah.
that was wild.
I didn't understand what was happening until he said, you can come in.
Yeah, the vampires can't come into people's houses unless they're invited in.
Yep. I was like, oh my god, what the hell's going
that
on?
was really cool effects, seeing her bleed like that. But it was just so wild to see that, because in every vampire movie, they don't really explore that part. It's just that, they know they can't come in, so they don't.
Yeah.
And at this point, she, came in because that was her friend.
Yeah.
And it was
I'm
cool to
just-
see what happened.
I'm glad he caught on to it.
Yeah, and not let her sit there and suffer and die and stuff.
At first I thought she was going to kill him. Like,
Yeah.
she was trying to kill him, and I was like, oh, what the hell? And then he said, you can come in, and hugged her. I was like, okay.
And now
I
for
get
this
it
next
now.
part, all I'm going to say is that she meant I'm not a girl literally. Must have been, literally. Not really going to go into more about that subject.
What, her vajayjay?
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
She was castrated as a boy.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Ouchie. Did you Google that? Are you sure?
Yeah, I looked up. It was part of the facts. I wasn't...
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that. We won't go more into that subject, because that's an awful subject.
Yeah. I didn't really get that. I saw it and I was like, oh, that sucks.
It was a mannequin that they used. I kind of guessed. You can't really, use kids as
nope.
nude figures in
I wouldn't
movie.
say so.
But it was just a mannequin that they dropped a dress over.
Yeah.
He protected Ellie, and Ellie kissed him and had to leave. I thought that was a nice scene as far as the relationship goes. From a standpoint of him breaking into the apartment, I thought it was kind of a fucked up scene, because I get it, you're upset, your girlfriend or wife or whatever she was.
But he just broke right in there to kill
this
he
little
didn't
girl.
even know she was a vampire.
She didn't know anything. She didn't know anything, or he didn't know anything about her.
Yeah, just got in there. And how did he know she's in the tub?
I don't know.
She was fully covered up in the dark.
He was just, searching around the apartment and eventually found her, I guess.
I'm just glad, Oscar jumped in and
yeah.
he said, nay!
Yeah, that means no.
I know, it was funny.
Ellie saved him from the bullies, and they run away. So, I thought that, he was screwed.
Oh, I thought he was screwed, but I kind of figured she was going to come in and save the day.
I thought of a couple ways that could have happened. I thought that maybe she unknowingly turned him into a vampire, because he didn't seem to struggle too much when they shoved him under the water, and it kind of seemed like he kind of wasn't running out of air.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe accidentally she turned him into a vampire. But then you saw the shoes.
That was sick.
That was crazy. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but you saw a head fall in, an arm fall in. I wanted to see what was going on.
I like, bullies in horror movies are always so extreme.
Yeah.
Like It, when they slash his belly and do all that shit, that's insane. Like, I don't know if that happens in real life, but I really hope not, because that's criminal.
In certain cases, it probably doesn't happen, because you're not probably going around just cutting kids' stomachs open.
Or like...
It just probably has to take an extreme case.
They were going to poke his eyeball out.
Yeah, but the knife, it's probably an extreme case. Probably a really fucked up kid that did that.
Yeah.
But then there was them running away on the train scene that I really liked. I liked that, he knew that they had to run away.
Yeah.
But he also went with her. It was nice because... what are they going to do for money and stuff? He's a little kid. She's in a little kid's body.
Yeah. I mean, she'll kill people and take it.
Yeah, so... it leaves it kind of open-ended, which I like. So, is she going to turn him into a vampire? And they're going to live together as vampires? And,
that'd be cute.
That would be. Or is it just going to be like the dad situation where, he is a real human going around trying to help her, and she's just... I kind of like the two vampires idea better, because then they're both little kids together.
Yeah. And he won't grow older than her.
Yeah, so it won't be like the dad situation.
Yeah.
But it would also be cool to see it that way too, as he grows up and becomes her caretaker and stuff. But like, it was definitely cool to see an open-ended, you figure it out for yourself, use your own imagination.
Yeah, for sure.
You have anything you want to talk about?
I think we covered it all. I just really liked... Oh, we didn't even talk about the Morse code through the door. or through the walls.
Through the wall. That was
That
really
was cool. That he taught her that, and then they used that to communicate. I didn't understand that at first, why he was doing it, because I didn't realize their apartments were wall to wall.
Yeah.
So
it was definitely cool to see him, researching it and learning it, and then showing it to her. I think you can tell
there he really cared about her.
Oh yeah, it was the whole movie. There was a deep care from Oscar to Ellie, and then eventually vice versa.
Yeah, I agree.
Because in a way, it kind of seemed like she was just using Oscar a little bit, but
I didn't get that vibe
in the beginning.
Okay.
Towards the end, it definitely wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But it was very cool to see a bond, slowly grow between the two of them. Got anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, so for the fear facts I found for this one. This film takes place in 1982. Hence, the clothes and
Oh, okay.
the fact that they didn't
out.
use cell phones to talk to each other, using Morse code and stuff. So it was an older movie from 2008, which kind of gives it a little bit of a different, watchability. Because if you know it's an older movie, it's a little different than more modern. Because obviously, more modern, a vampire would have a little bit of an easier time.
Yeah.
Because in 2023, no one cares about each other, so they just ignore everyone else. If there's a lot of people that would be walking through the woods like that, those two girls with the dog, and they might see the body hanging, and they would just keep walking. It's just, people are so unaware of their surroundings anymore. It just seems like they'd have a little bit of an easier time in today's time than back then. Vampire is only said one time in this movie. Is when
by Oscar?
Oscar asking Ellie if she was one. And it was cool to see a vampire movie without using the word vampire.
Yeah, you just kind of have to get it.
Almost every scene has the color red in it.
Sick.
There was apparently only 3 scenes in the movie that didn't have a red color in it. Red or an orangish red of some sort. So if you watch it again and you go through it,
I might watch it again.
I would watch it again. But if you watch it a second time, you'll see throughout the whole movie there's something red in it somewhere. Never says the true age. Ellie never says her true age.
In her 40s.
She is actually speculated to be 300.
Oh.
In her 40s. Because there were a few times that her face changed.
Everyone's gonna be mad at me for that one.
Her face changed in a few of the scenes.
Yeah, but she looked
old,
40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
she didn't look 300.
No, but what does 300 look like?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know.
It definitely doesn't compare to 40-year-olds, because I know we have a couple that will listen. Sorry, Mom and Danielle.
I'm just saying,
oops. I'm gonna get roasted later. It's
speculated that she's 300 years old, and she's just trapped in that 12-year-old body, because vampires don't age.
Yeah, because when they get bit, they're done.
Yeah.
Dunsky.
They're equal to being dead whenever they get turned into a vampire.
Yeah.
The end Morse code. Now it's going to be funny because it's in Swedish.
Yeah.
And then after I'll tell you what it actually means.
Okay.
In Morse code in Swedish, what they said when he was tapping on the box is P-U-S-S.
Puss.
Which in Swedish it means kiss. So it's kind of funny.
That is funny.
Turned cute. But it was just
funny turned cute.
Because in English, that's obviously a pretty funny word.
I love hearing English people's vocabulary. I love the words they use. When they say someone looks really good, they say, "Oh, he's fit." Or if they're they're really excited about something, they're like, "Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing." Have you watched? This is a dumb question. You haven't watched Love Island or any?
No.
Yeah, if anyone listening has watched Love Island or Okay, basically Love Island or like Perfect Match or any of those reality shows. This is way off topic. And they start talking in their accents. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm fucking buzzing right now. You know what I mean? Cheeky.
If you watch a lot of actually like true, like English, like British.
Yeah,
movies,
not Love Island.
Yeah, like Harry Potter is
Yeah.
all comprised of only British characters.
Yeah.
No Americans or anything.
Oh, like in real life.
Like, yeah, none of the no actor in Harry Potter series was American. It was only
Interesting.
European, actors.
Interesting.
And like in Kingsman,
Yeah.
in the Kingsman movies, he says stuff kind of like that. Eggsy's mom is well fit.
Yeah,
means
yeah.
like she's really hot.
When the girls talk about the men on the show, they come on and she's like, "Oh my god, he is absolutely fit." I'm like, "Yeah, he is." Whatever that means. Yeah.
It is cool to hear those words.
Yeah.
And it's super funny to hear,
I love it.
other languages.
I love
And
it.
if you are watching Harry Potter or
Love Island.
Love Island or Kingsman movies,
Hayden's
or
like, I would rather choke on...
I hate reality TV.
Listen, I love it. I used to hate it. I used to be a hater until I was like, oh, I'm going to check this out. And I was like, I got to watch the next episode right fucking now.
Well, if you watch any of those, European-based shows, they say such funny words that mean the exact same thing of what we're saying,
Yeah.
but it's just like fit means
Yeah.
hot, and it's like
love
fit
it.
for us is like
I catch myself
in
using the
shape.
words. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying it, like, into my own vocabulary. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm buzzing over it.
Or
And people are like, what the fuck?
Rocket Man.
What words?
It's just like in it. They
Yeah.
say in it, and
In it.
I'll
In
I'll
it.
catch myself using that accidentally
Oh, I say
because
that
of
all the
Rocket
time.
Man. I've seen Rocket Man like 300 times.
I
Like,
say it
fucking
in my
love that
British
movie.
accent, though. Sometimes I break out that British accent a lot, especially when I'm alone with the dogs. I get in and I'm like, was I going too long, darling? Sorry. You know what I mean?
My wife uses look it,
Look
and
it.
I started using that
Look
too,
it.
and that's like a European word too.
I love it. I'm
And
obsessed.
it's funny how much you love movies like Harry
Uh-huh,
Potter,
uh-huh.
Kingsman, or for you Love Island, and like
It's
some
good
of the
shit.
vocabulary creeps in. It is
yeah.
really funny, but
They probably
either
did the
way,
same thing to us.
it probably.
You
but
know?
it's just
We
funny
probably
that
say some dumber shit than that.
Swedish PUSS is
Dumber
kiss. It's just super funny because that means something completely
Puss!
different. It means you're like a scaredy cat or something.
Oh,
Like
yep,
when you call
yep,
someone a
that's-
puss, that means that
that's
they're
exactly what I was
they're,
thinking, too.
They're well, yeah. You have to add another letter on there for it to,
I know, Hayden. I'm just saying.
But when you call someone a puss, that means they're like weak or scared or something like
Yeah,
that.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, even.
Another shout out, Shrek.
But if you say it in Sweden, that means kiss. So it's kind
Okay.
of it's really funny where these words
Give
come
me a
from.
puss.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Well, I would rate this a 7.5.
Yeah,
Out
I
of
give
10.
it a 7.5 or an 8.
Yeah, I really did like this movie. It was a
I
good
really liked
good
it.
suggestion. Everyone definitely needs to watch this one at least once.
Yeah.
Twice if you want to catch the little things that I was
It's
telling you about. But
free on Crackle.
yep, that's where I watched it too.
My Crackle would not work, so I had to rent it for $3.
Well,
I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah, it was a
I
good
would
movie
rent
anyway.
It. Yeah.
but no, it was definitely a movie that everyone should see. And if you didn't watch it, before,
Yeah.
this episode,
Yeah. I mean,
then definitely
it's
watch
too
it.
late to say it now, but like watch it first.
Yeah, it's too late to say it now, but there's probably some people that look at the list I put on Facebook.
And watch it and then,
And then
listen.
watch it and then
That's
listen.
a good idea. That's what I do. I don't want to
That's
spoil
what I would
anything.
do too. But I mean, obviously, every episode is a giant spoiler
Yeah,
warning.
it's
Like,
literally all spoilers.
so if you want to watch it, obviously watch it before the episode comes out.
Agreed.
Okay, you have anything else that you want to
That's all
say?
I got. That's all I
Well,
got.
Evan, good pick.
Yeah, good pick, bud.
Thanks for coming on the last episode
Thank
too.
you, Evan.
Our next movie is The Stepfather,
That's a good one.
The remake, the newer one,
Wait,
not the old one.
the one with Penn Badgley in it, right?
Maybe.
The
Which
guy
one's-
from You.
I didn't watch it, but I think I know who you're talking about. Is he the son?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. It's the one from like 2006 or something.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
used
yeah.
to watch
So
it
it's
all
him.
the time.
Yeah, so it's him. That's a good fucking movie.
It is a good movie. And I can't wait to watch it again because it's been a long time since I've seen it. And obviously I'm going to put, the rest of the month's movies on, Facebook. But next week's The Stepfather. And for the question is, teenage Charlie Brewster thinks his new next-door neighbor is a vampire in this 1985 film that was later remade in 2011.
Good fit for the episode.
Yeah.
On brand. Question.
That was weird. That was not even
Not
set
planned.
up. Not planned at all. But that's a good movie,
Daisy.
too.
Oh.
The remake?
Of what?
Well,
The answer?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after we stop the episode. So, if that's all you have, and that's all I have, I guess this wraps up another episode. Thanks for
wraps it up.
listening again. You guys are keeping us going because if 0 people listen, then,
I don't think we would do this.
Yeah.
If it was just our mom, maybe.
yeah, maybe
to, like,
just
entertain her. And if you ever hear some commotion, we do usually have one dog at minimum in here, but today we got everybody full house. We got Echo, Buns, and Kami. So sometimes you may hear some shaking of some dog tags or some
growling.
roughhousing.
It's
Horseplay.
the battle of the chromosomes over there.
Oh
between
my god, stop.
between
Not my son.
Echo's 1 chromosome and Kami's 3. And they're trying to have an even amount.
I'm gonna cry. That's so funny. Alright, knock it off, you goobers.
We're trying to sign off. Alright, so we'll catch you next week with The Stepfather. And we're looking forward to that movie, so
Yep.
see you later.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Catch you later.